Based Islamic Development Bank's annual meeting brought to Algeria investors from across the Muslim world looking for business opportunities in the region. With a focus on diversifying economies, one of the main missions is to free Algeria from reliance on hydrocarbons. Pursuing its sustainable development goals, Algeria announced dedicating 1 million hectares of land in its south for foreign agriculture investment.
Food processing and food industries are also within our priorities. Another sector that has shown great demand for is renewable energy. We are proceeding to give major investment opportunities in this field. Tourism is an industry that is very promising. It is a foreign currency generator with a massive added value to our economy.
As it comes close to announcing its 10-year strategy framework, ISDB and Algeria's development visions align. Together, they are eyeing to boost intra-African trade through investing in infrastructure required to enhance continental connectivity.
We're working on logistics to intensify all that is related to aviation and maritime transportation. We even have major projects underway to expand the local Algeria rail network and also possibly connect it to rail networks in neighboring countries. Another major project is a road that will connect the Mediterranean Sea and the Gulf of Guinea, going through Niger and Nigeria.
The Islamic Development Bank is made up of the 57 member states forming the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 20 countries of which are African, thus making the continent's development essential for the bank's mission.
Africa has been one of the largest beneficiaries of our services, both on the insurance side, on the financing side. And we see still huge potential to support this area because the demand, as you know, in Africa is huge for especially infrastructure that connect intra-African countries, which is still a big challenge, and this is key for any investment to come to any African countries.
$1 billion worth of agreements were signed during the event, from agricultural projects in the Gambia to flood dams in Oman. A wide scope of developmental projects were signed with ISDB's member states. The conference aims at expanding Islamic financing services in Africa. And with the continent's massive appetite for energy and infrastructure, Africa is an ideal place for Islamic financing. It's why dozens of Islamic banks from Asia and Africa are here to help in building resilient and sustainable economies. Adel Mahroui, CGTN, Algeria.
Let's bring in a bit of expert commentary on this particular topic. Sofiane Mazari is the head of the Islamic Finance Division at CPA Bank, that's Crédit Populaire d'Algérie. He's joining us live from Algiers tonight. Thank you for your time this evening. So let's start with a look at Algeria's agricultural sector, right? It employs roughly a quarter of the economically active population in the country. Annual rainfall has been down by around 100 millimeters a year since the 1970s. Average temperatures up by at least 1.5 degrees Celsius. Given these big changes, how are small-scale farmers adjusting to that, and what sort of financial support do they need?
Yes, of course. I think that Algerian agriculture industry face the same problems as the other countries, and we need to say that the Algerian government gives the entrepreneurs or the farmers financial assistance and even non-financial assistance to help them to fill the gap of the lack of financing of this industry. By the other way, the Algerian banks are also given financial products and for this kind of farmers, and as an example, I can say that we have 5 banks. CPA are one of these 5 banks, which signed a move or a partnership with the Algerian government to give or to borrow financial products which are structured especially for the small agriculture farmers, for help them to enhance their business.
So there's clearly demand, right, for low-cost capital for a range of projects, right? And it's not just SMEs and their working capital requirements, farmers, as you just pointed out, but also infrastructure projects in energy, water, transport. What's the potential for Sharia-compliant products in this particular space? Because most of the time when we talk about providing capital, right, we're often talking about in the context of conventional lending with interest being a key component of, getting that capital paid back.
I think personally, I think that Islamic finance can be very helpful for this kind of problems, because as you know, in Algeria or in the other OIC countries, the population or the parts of population which demand or which has or which need Islamic financial or Sharia products, or Sharia financial products, are very important, and Islamic finance can be very helpful for this kind of problems, or for these people or for these entrepreneurs, by issuing or by giving financial products which can be structured and sized for the real demand or for the real need of financing, and lack the gap of financing and or feel the lack of financing for this kind of entrepreneurs.
And quite a few governments on
and
the
I think I also think.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, excuse me. And I think that. Thank you very much. I think that the scope of the Lives and Livelihood Fund is very close with the strategies which can be given or reached by the Algerian governments for in the way of as we talk about the assisted financial assistance and non-financial assistance which can be given to these people.
Quite a few governments on the continent are also considering options, right, for raising low-cost finance, because that's their main concern at the moment, for climate adaptation and mitigation, and to deal with some of the problems you've pointed out in agriculture, for example. How can Sukuks at a sovereign level help to close that funding gap at a time when some governments, like for example here in East Africa, are having to borrow dollar debt at over 9%, which is relatively speaking quite expensive?
Yes, of course. Sukuk can solve many problems in this way. Actually, now the Algerian government is working on a very big project to issuing sovereign sukuk for financing infrastructural projects and agricultural projects and energetic projects also, and this kind of financial product, sukuk, can be issued maybe at 6% for 5 years, and it will be very competitive with the other ways of financing for those projects, and we also think about issuing green sukuks, which can be backed to green projects in the agricultural area and energetic area, and even in other area.
Indeed. We'll leave it there for the time being. Sofiane Mazari, head of the Islamic Finance Division at CGTN Bank, joining us there live from Algiers. Thank you.